Good morning. It is July 12th. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. I just finished up my resupply and I'm getting ready to leave Boiling Springs. Today is supposed to be about 90 degrees. I'm carrying a lot of water. I sent a bunch of stuff home that I've been hanging on to for a while. I was kind of hoping to make Duncannon today. That's just not going to happen. It's 26 miles. I do have to make it a minimum of 15 miles outside of town. It's pretty level walking, but in this area, you can only camp in certain spots, and the first shelter is 15 miles. There's plenty of tent camping and everything for me to set up, but with it being hot as it is, to my understanding, we're going to be pretty exposed today, and if that's the case, it's going to be hot, and I may end up using my umbrella for shade, but I just don't see me having enough in the tank to make it all the way to Duncannon. And to be honest with you, I mean 26 miles with everything that's going on north of us, I'm not benefiting at all from making it to Duncannon. They have pushed the weather out that was supposed to start Thursday back to like Friday and Saturday. So even if I do camp somewhere tonight, 10 miles into town the next day, should still beat the weather. So that's kind of the plan. 15 miles and see how I feel. It's very possible that after the 15 miles, there is another shelter 4 miles farther, 4 or 5 miles farther. So I may end up going to that shelter instead in tent. Today, the biggest thing is going to be water. A lot of the stuff is dry between here and there. I think there's one spring about 4 miles out of town, and then there's another one. It's supposed to be 12 miles, thereabout. Somebody this morning told me it was dry. Don't know. That's why I'm carrying as much water as I can. Should be okay. I had a big breakfast this morning, so should be okay as far as eating right now, and I will probably snack very minimum today, especially in the heat. But anyway, let me get down this road because it is a bit of a road walk, and then I'll get back on trail and it'll be a little bit quieter and be less people. There's a trailhead right there. Not sure what road it is we crossed over. There was a family setting up trail magic. They offered it to me, told me, enjoy myself, take whatever I need. Fact is, I ate way too much in town waiting on the post office to open. I told her, I was like, I got fat in town, so let the other folks behind me enjoy it. Doesn't get old, people and their generosity. And believe me, if it would have been yesterday afternoon, I would have pigged out. But today it just wasn't necessary. Not necessary. Don't grab the fence, boys and girls. As always, my timing is impeccable. Man. Focus, focus, just focus. This tree is loaded with these little crab apples. I mean, loaded. That is unfortunate. It has been one road crossing after another. Now this right here, this is awesome. You have choices: up, down, or just go around. And as you can see, everybody goes around. At this point, everybody says, we've did enough ups and downs, we're taking a break. This is beautiful country. Unfortunately, it is exposed and it is hot today. I think it's supposed to be around 89. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 91. Friday it's supposed to be storming. Saturday and Sunday storms. So we're going to see if it is doing that or not, because weatherman hasn't been accurate at all. It's an old cemetery right off trail. 1808, 1806, 1809, 1891, obviously a modern tombstone, just like this one is. This is 1892. The one that's propped up on the fence, it goes right here. I don't want to walk in there because, I mean, there's graves everywhere. Some of them you can barely see coming up out of the ground. All the irregularities and undulation in the ground, I suppose that's from where some of the coffins, the old wood coffins, have give way. The ground's kind of dropped. This one here, there's a lot of roots coming out from underneath it. That's what's pushing the headstone back. That felt good on the ankle. I believe this is Interstate 81, but I am not 100% certain. And the trail goes this way. There's my blaze. I see the next one up there on the that light pole. So that little stand was a Mennonite fruit stand. They had apricots, cherries, peaches, ice cream, Gatorade, water, all kinds of other vegetables. And it was awesome. I sat there and I ate a whole bag of apricots, drank a Gatorade, and now we are passing 81. This is 81. That's Carlisle right there. There's several hikers getting off at the next road. They're going into Carlisle. There's a couple of hotels, real cheap, right inside town. I'm sorry, right outside of town. Some of them are doing it because that's where they're resupplying. Some are doing it because of the heat. I don't blame them. It's hot today, and I've been throwing my hood up, try to keep the sun off my neck. And I'm glad that I was able to sit back there in the shade and dry out a little bit, because you would have thought that I jumped into the lake or something. And there's no lake anywhere around here. I mean, I am soaked. We're going to the end of this guardrail and hanging a right. There has been a lot of road walking today. in short sections, but a lot of them. So we're going through this tunnel. To my understanding, this tunnel was put here for hikers in the Appalachian Trail. That way you didn't have to cross over the busy road above us. I know it is hot. You can hear the wind blowing above me. In these little dips, there is no air, and it will just take your breath away. The heat will just, I mean, it is so muggy, sticky, hot, nasty, miserable. That's a good word. Okay, I am done for the day. I have done 16 and a half miles. You can probably hear it in my voice that it is hot. I've gotten hot. Or I should say I let myself get a little too hot. I've been drinking water all day, Gatorade, electrolytes. It's just hot. Just all there is to it. So I'm sitting here at this trailhead, and I'm going to get a ride into town. I heard that the church in town was doing a hiker feed. It's a free dinner for hikers that show up, kind of like the one that was in Glasgow. But also they have a donation-based only hostel. So some people will stay and they won't give them anything. Some people will stay and pay, you know, give them whatever they feel like they should. All I know is that I am drenched head to toe. I have got to get some dry clothes on and hopefully get a shower and get a meal. I will come back here in the morning to this trailhead, and then I will do the 10, 11 miles into Duncannon, take basically a Nero, and rest, relax. Friday morning, see what I'm going to do. It's going to depend on the weather. I mean, if it's raining cats and dogs, I'm not sure what I'll do. I might hang out there at the church until the weather clears up. But either way, this will be the end of the day. But I do want to show this really cool sign. This is all bottle caps. Every bit of that. Somebody took various caps off of drinks. And almost looks like a Parmesan cheese shaker, coffee, things like that. I'm so glad that I decided to come into town. I have to do laundry sometime tomorrow, but this place here, try to get out the sun. This place right here, my lord, the food that they had. Salads, spaghetti with meatballs, some with just marinara. Lord, the desserts they had. Cheesecake, some fresh wineberry pie. Kind of tastes sort of like grapes and blackberries, kind of. All kinds of homemade cookies. I mean, it was an absolute feast. And now I'm so stuffed that I honestly feel like if I was sick, I'd feel better. Oh. Alright, now I'm going back to the other church where I'm staying at and get everything set up. And I will be leaving town about 7 o'clock in the morning. I already have my ride lined up. And we'll pull the 10-ish, 11-ish miles back into town.